Hello, everyone. My name is Jay Johnson, and I would like to share with you some very, very powerful information. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about money. Where does it go and how does it grow? Just a little bit about my background. I'm an international best-selling author, international speaker. I've trained several people from 7 figures, 8 figures, even 9 and 10-figure income earners, as well as being able to create signature talks, presentations, picture this presentations, and monetize me. Written over 500 7-figure, 8-figure, and 9-figure presentations. For top producers like Mr. James Dentley, Kevin Harrington, Mr. Trammell Crow I've worked with us as well. He's one of the billionaires in Dallas. Anyway, I want to talk to you a little bit about the circles of life, okay? The circles of life. We all have 2 circles that enters into our lives. Now, the first one is the big circle. This is the dream circle that we have. And this is what we actually put, that perfect family. We also put the big, beautiful house and the nice, fancy car. And of course, the vacation that we want to go on. And of course, we have the money to back it up as well. And I remember meeting this 9-year-old kid, and this kid had big dreams. And you know what? One of the things that he thought about was actually moving to California. I asked him what he wanted to do when he grew up. He wanted to move to California. He wanted to have a nice big house with 9 bedrooms in it. Can you imagine that? And at that age, what is he taught? He's taught you can do anything that you want if you put your mind to it, right? So that's what he was learning. That's what he knew. That's what he believed. And you know what? He also said he wanted to have a 9 cars. His favorite car at the time was an Escalade. So he wanted to have 9 garages, 9 cars, 9 bedrooms. His favorite number is 9, right? Because he was 9. Anyway, so imagine, if you will, that he actually got that house with a 9-car garage. And he also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Escalades right there, right? You see, because you're taught you can do anything that you want if you put your mind to it. And yes, that is true. Now, no one ever told him about the small circle that comes into our lives. This is the second circle. And the second circle is called the income circle. And you can see that our dream circle is much bigger than the income circle. So what happens here is that we start to shrink our dreams to make them fit inside of the income circle. And that, my friends, is a no-no. That's when you start to tell yourself, I don't really need. Have you ever said that? Have you ever known anyone who said that? I don't really need that big house. I just need a roof over my head. Or I don't need that fancy car. I just need something to get me from A to B. Or I don't really need Denzel, girl. If I just had Tyrone, as long as he got a job. You've been there, right? See, but what happens is when we do that, we start to fade away inside. And once we start to shrink our dreams, we start to shrink our identities. Now, let me ask you a quick question. Does dogs like bones? Of course they do. Everybody knows that dogs like bones. Even this little guy right here, isn't he cute? Now, what happens if you put a bone on one side of the room and a nice juicy steak on the other side of the room? What do you think the dog is going to run to? Of course, he's going to run to the steak, of course. See, my suggestion is dogs don't necessarily like bones. They settle for them. So let me ask you a question. What bones have you been settling for? When it comes to your finances, is it okay if I gave you some meat to put on those bones? Okay, great. So my job is to help you pinpoint where your money flows, where it grows, and where it goes and how it grows. Now, before we go there, we have to break through some limited beliefs about money. Now, you may be saying, well, Jay, you know what? I'm a little uncomfortable talking about money. Well, great. This particular segment is for you. So limiting beliefs keeps us poor, while unlimited beliefs keeps us paid. So we want to challenge some of those limiting beliefs. Matter of fact, you've heard it. Money doesn't grow on what? Trees, right? Everybody heard that one. Matter of fact, no matter where you were staying here in the United States, you've heard that, and I didn't have to train you on that. What about this one? Money can't buy you happiness, right? Of course. So, some say love, absolutely. But money is not the most important thing in life, but it ranks right up there with oxygen. See, this is what we call an unlimited belief. I love that by Zig Ziglar. Here's another one. Money isn't everything, but everything needs money. No matter what it is that you do, it requires some type of finance, some type of capital. So I'm going to ask you to do yourself a favor. Write out all of your expenses, your monthly expenses, the water, the gas, the lights, the mortgage, the insurance, everything. Write down all those bills right now, okay? And add them all up once you're done. I'm talking about everything that you spend money on, whether you're getting your hair done, you're going to get those red bottoms, or where you're going to get that new whatever, the gadget for the car, or a gadget for the home office, whatever it is, whatever you spend the money on a monthly basis, I want you to write it down, add it up, and understand what that number is, because this, my friends, is what we call your living expense. Okay. Now, with your living expense, you have to understand what that number is so you'll know how to exceed that number. Okay. So let's just say that your living expense is at $3,300. If that's the case, then maybe you have a to-do list like mine, make more money. That's that's on my to-do list right now. Okay, so maybe you're saying, well, hey, listen, well, how much do you need to earn to get to that 3,300? I just gave you the answer. You only need 3,300, okay, or a little bit more than that. So now you have to figure out, what are your income sources? Do you have a job? Do you have stocks, bonds, mutual funds? Where's your income coming from? So maybe you do have a job, and of course that job is going to pay you a salary. So let's just say that job is paying you $3,000. Now, according to Robert Kiyosaki, one of the best-selling authors, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Cash Flow Quadrant, this guy is amazing. I love what he teaches. But he also, in his game Cash Flow, he gives us an income statement, and this actually teaches you how to read an income statement, which is awesome. Okay, now, according to him, you put your income in the income column, and over on the right-hand side, this is what we call your passive income side. Okay. Now you want to put your income over there as far as your total income as well. So in this scenario, we actually have an expense of $3,300. So it goes on both sides as well. Now, your goal for working is not to work to make money or work to pay bills. Your goal for working is to make your passive income, that's the number on the right-hand side of the top, make that higher than the red number at the bottom. Once that happens, you're now considered wealthy. Okay. Now, so as you can see in this scenario, you've already negative $300, which means that every single month you're negative $300. If that's your income statement. If you don't have one, I encourage you to actually write one out. Okay. Now, this is what the poor people income statement looks like. They take their money, they pay off their bills, and their money goes right out of the bill window. Okay. And usually in a hole. Now, it seems like most people are just throwing their money down the drain, right? So the difference between the asset and liability. Now, let me backtrack for a second, because assets, you see that it's blank over there, and the liabilities is a blank. Now, most people don't understand what an asset and a liability are, especially if they are living the poor mentality, if they have a poor mentality. Just because you may not have income at the moment doesn't mean that you're poor, okay? Just means that you're temporarily out of cash, okay? Now, but you definitely want to understand the assets and the liabilities. Now, the difference between the assets and liabilities, according to Robert Kiyosaki, is that assets put money into your pocket while liabilities take money out of your pocket. You want to limit the liabilities as much as possible. Now, so what does the middle class do with their income? They take their income and they invest in liabilities that they think are assets because it's taking money out of their pocket. You have the second mortgage, you have the car lease or something like that, a second car, a student loan, you have credit cards, and the boat, the forerunners, and you have the motorcycle. They look like they're rich, but their money is flowing back up to their expenses and going out of the bill window, even though they look like they're rich, right? They look like they got it made, but most of the time they're up to debt to their eyeballs. Okay. Now, let me ask you this. Have you ever wondered how wealthy people are getting wealthier? Well, this is what they do. They take their income from their assets. That's real estate, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, intellectual property, businesses, network marketing, products and service programs. They take this is the secret to building wealth. They take their assets, and the assets produce their income. Okay. Now, if you don't have the assets, I strongly encourage you to get some immediately. Okay. Now, there's three sources of income you need to know. First of all, the first source of income is earned. This is what we learn. Okay. We learn this in high school. We always talk about go get a job, job, J-O-B. And you know what that stands for. It usually stands for just over broke or jumping out of bed, whichever you choose. And that usually don't lead us to building wealth, but that's a start. Okay. Now, a job is a good thing while you're working on your dream. Now, the second source of income, if you have a really, really nice paying job, they usually introduce you to what's called portfolio income. This is the stocks, the bonds, mutual funds, 401ks, the IRAs, things of that nature, okay? So this is a long-term plan, which is 40, 50-year plan to actually get you to that retirement age. But you mind if I shortcut that success? Hey, this is the third source of income is called the residual income. Now, this is when you do something once, you get paid for it over and over and over. This is the shortcut to your retirement. This is the shortcut to success. I'm talking about a more stressless type of living, okay? Now, so you may be saying, well, Jay, why do I need residual income? Well, basically, if you understand, you have residual bills right now. I mean, every time you pay the water bill, they set up that account once, just like the light bill, the rent, the cable, the telephone. I mean, you have a lot of residual income that you're paying, but my goal for you is to actually have some residual income coming in to your house so you can become wealthy. Okay. Now, would it be okay if I share with you how you can create multiple streams of income? Is that okay? Great. Well, this is how you can create multiple streams of income, of residual income at that. Let's just say that you wrote a book, okay? A book could be considered a residual income because you can sell it on Amazon, can you not? You can sell it multiple times. Let's say you got this book written, it is done, it's already published, it's on Amazon or it's in bookstores. You can sell that book many times. So therefore, you can receive some residual income from just that book. Now, I know today in today's society, books don't really sell like they used to back in the day, but it's another source of multiple streams of income. It's another multiple streams of income. Now, imagine, if you will, that you had at least 12 chapters in that book. Could you do at least 12 webinars about those chapters in the book? Of course. Now, can you actually, can you by chance invite some people out and have them pay a little money to actually attend those webinars? Absolutely. That's more income for you right there based on the same book idea. Now imagine you recorded that webinar. Is it possible for you to actually record it and now you can actually sell the audio and video version to that webinar? Of course you can. There's more income coming into your home now. Is it possible to take those recordings and create a course from that audio and video recording? Of course you can. Now you can actually sell the course online as well. Now, what about people who actually take the course? Can they get certified in one of those chapters that you're doing? Of course they can. They can become certified now. They can actually pay for the certification. There's more income in your pocket. What about live events? That because you wrote the book, people are going to start asking you, hey, why don't you come and speak on this platform, speak on that platform, or you can do your own live events and bring people and you can get paid on that as well. They can buy tickets to those live events. What about retreats? Okay, now those who actually got certification and those who actually are really, really pushing this thing with you, they can come to your retreat and learn a little bit more. And when that happens, you can also sell memberships. This where people are paying on a monthly basis, month after month after month. Imagine if you have a membership for $25, just $25. And imagine if you have 500 people in your membership. Okay, that's all about memberships. Now imagine if you had $1,000 membership program or $5,000 membership program. You see how quickly you can start to really generate some serious income so you can fire your boss, so to speak. And then those members, they might want to say, well, hey, can you coach us? And actually really want to get more time of yours as well. So now you can actually have a group coaching session that they can pay for as well. And what about individual coaches? They say, well, hey, listen, I want a little bit more of your time, but I don't want everyone else around. I have some specific problems, some specific needs that I need to have addressed by you, which you do some individual coaching. Guess what? You can do some individual coaching. You can charge them as well. Think about Anthony Robbins. And, you know, when he does his coaching, he actually have his coaches coach people. He hardly ever coach people unless you pay them $100,000, $150,000 a year, or even $150,000 just for his coaching program. Okay, now, what about some other programs that may do a spinoff of your book? Okay, now let's just say I'm going to take Dan Kennedy's book real quick, The Book of Business. Okay, so maybe your title of your book is The Book of Business. Maybe you could actually have The Book of Business for newbies, The Book of Business for the elite, The Book of Business for six-figure income earners. You can actually have a lot of spinoffs from that one book idea. So now you can start this whole bubble all over again and continue to do that process over and over and over and over. You see how fun this could be? Now, what about memorabilia? You can have pins and hats and t-shirts and mugs and all that type of stuff with your logo and with the name of your business on it and things of that nature, and people will buy that as well, especially if they already have a membership. And then, of course, you have speaking engagements where people from all around the world will be asking you, hey, will you come and speak on my platform, my podcast, my live event, or something like that? See, this is multiple sources of income from one idea. And all you have to do is back that idea with confidence, and you can generate as much income as you deserve or desire. Okay. Now, you may be saying, well, Jay, that sounds good and everything, but I'm not a writer. It's okay. You know what? There's ghostwriters out there that can come and interview you and write that book for you. That's quite all right. You don't have to be that writer. Matter of fact, once you get that book written, I have a good friend of mine who actually produced several books, Whispered Messages and Undeniable You. Miss Martha Dubois, she can take you through the process of showing you how to become a bestseller. Matter of fact, she can help you as well. She's a publisher, okay? And she's a best-selling author. She's an international speaker. She's been on platforms with Les Brown and things of that nature as well. So she's very established. She can actually help you in the process. I believe you go to MarthaDubois360.com to get in touch with her, okay? Now, tell them Jay sent you. Okay, now, you may be saying, well, okay, that's fine, Jay, but what can you do for me? Well, what I can do for you is, okay, would it be okay if I share with you how I can help you? Great. Well, first of all, let me introduce you to what's called Monetize Me. Monetize Me, I got this because I was reading a good book that reads, a man's gift should make room for him, right? So that was Proverbs 18:16. And I believe that as well. So what I like to do is take your talent, your skills, all of the things that God has given you and show you how to create a stream of income from them. Would that be okay? So this way, you no longer have to depend on your job, so to speak. Eventually, you can fire your boss like I did, okay? Now, you may be saying, well, why is this important? Well, I'm glad you asked. First of all, listen, this is the era of the entrepreneur. This is the era of the entrepreneur. If you really think about it, over 115 million people lost their jobs during COVID. Since the beginning of COVID, over 115 million people. And now this is what we call the Great Recession, or the Great Resignation, Great Resignation, where 11.5 million workers quit their jobs during the spring of 2021. That's 11.5 million people. Now, these are they who are running to the exit. They're ready to get out and do their own thing. Now, I wouldn't advise that if you have a job right now without a strategy. You want to actually have an exit strategy, okay? Now, I'm going to share with you an exit strategy that you can actually consider, okay? Now, welcome to Monetize Me. Monetize Me, and I truly believe this, when you are good at something, you want to tell everybody. You would tell everyone, right? But when you're great at something, they would tell you. You want to be so good at something that others will pay you to do it for them. And that's what you can do when you go through what's called Monetize Me. Now, see, I really believe this as well. You don't need a job to make a living. You need an income. And what if you can create your own income? When you create your own income, you never have to worry about having any type of income or any stress on the job anymore, because you know at any given time, 24 hours a day, you can create your own source of income. Now, so I'm not down on a job or anything like that. I'm just up on opportunity. I'm just up on and seeing what the world is doing right now as we speak. The jobs are not keeping people no more. So therefore, it's one of the most risky things that you can actually consider keeping or holding on to. Now, I'm not saying that you should go quit your job. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that you definitely want to position yourself to where if the job just happened to get silly with you, you're okay. You have something to fall back on, okay? Now, you don't want to wait for an opportunity. You want to create the opportunity. So this is what I did, okay? I created this, what was called Monetize Me, and I'm helping people turn their talents into profits. Turn your talents into profit. You see, did you know that you're only getting paid for about 15% of your potential? Did you know that? I mean, because a job is only going to pay you for what they want to pay you for. They're not going to pay you for all the other skills that you may possess. Maybe you know how to sing. Maybe you know how to write. Maybe you know how to create things. But they're not going to pay you for that. They're only going to pay you for what you are actually what the position entails. Okay. Now, so it's my job with Monetize Me is I will pull out that book. Yep, that book that you haven't written yet. I will pull it out of you. I will pull out that song that you never sang. Those lyrics, yes, absolutely. I will pull out that story. I believe everyone has a story. I want to share with you exactly how to pull out the right story that's going to be able to actually generate some extra income for you. Yes, I will help you pull out that keynote. Yes, from your page. I'll help you pull out that keynote so you can go anywhere in the world and do that keynote address and get paid for it if you choose to. I will actually write your signature talk. Just like Anthony Robbins has a signature talk, personal power. Les Brown has a signature talk. You got to be hungry. What is your signature talk? Guess what? I'll help you create that signature talk, pull it out of you, so you can actually go anywhere you want. You may be saying, "Well, Jay, I'm not an orator. I don't speak." That's okay. We'll share with you how to do that as well. Okay. Now, what about an online course? You may be able to do some online courses. If you don't want to be live, you can create some online courses. I'll show you how to do that as well. And what about your strength? I'll share with you exactly how to capitalize on your strengths and then pay other people to do everything that you're weak at. Okay. Now, this is how you're going to monetize you. You can monetize all of that. Okay. So monetize it. So by a show of hands, and I know I can't see you, but by a show of hands, who would like to be monetized? Everybody, right? I mean, because everybody want to make more money. I work with millionaires and billionaires, and they all want to make more money. Not because they're greedy, but they actually have bigger goals. They have more people that they want to take care of. Okay, so if you want to be monetized, great. Okay, all you have to do is just say, monetize me. What did you say it? Monetize me. There you go. What about, okay, so if you are you the type of person who like to paint a better future for your family, just say, monetize me. If that's you, say monetize me. Wonderful. Okay, imagine how much better your life, you would actually sleep at night knowing that you can create your income whenever you want to or whenever you need it. Yep, say monetize me. That's what it's all about, right? Now, imagine how it will feel when you are waking up, not to the sound of an alarm clock, but waking up when you are done sleeping, like I did today, like I did yesterday, like I did last week, last month, last year. You see, that is one of the most powerful feelings, knowing that you are stressless. You don't have to be anywhere you don't want to be if you don't want to be there. You know, so anyway, that's what Monetize Me can do for you. Now, so monetize me, turning your talents into profits. Every one of you have talents. You're blessed with some type of skills and things of that nature. But what happened here is that the job, so to speak, will keep you so busy that you forget about how talented you are. And my job is to help pull out those talents and show you exactly how to monetize you. Okay. Now, the total value of this is $1,500. And I tell you, it's worth every single penny. Okay. But let me ask you a question real quick. If all this did was allowed you to earn an extra $1,000 residual income on a monthly basis, would it be worth the investment? Of course it would, right? Now, all Monetize Me did for you was help you fund your ministry, fund your ideas, or fund your vacations, or even your graduations, your children's graduation, your college funds. Would it be worth the investment? Of course. If all Monetize Me did was allow you to pay off your student loans and your mortgage and the car payments and all the other debt that you may have, would it be worth the investment? Of course, it's a no-brainer, right? Okay, so here we are. Monetize Me is usually $1,500. That's what I usually sell it for. However, because you are on this event right now, and I want to do something special, would it be okay if I just cover my costs? Is that okay? If I just cover my costs? Well, I'll tell you what. Well, tonight you're not going to pay $1,500. Nope, not even $1,400 or $1,200, my friends. Hey, that your simple, easy investment is one time $497. It's just $497. Can you imagine that? Investing $497 and being able to monetize yourself for the rest of your life. What a powerful investment. So this is what we're going to do here. You may be saying, well, yeah, I know. It's shocking, right? Well, this is what we're going to do, okay? Just go to www.jayjohnson360.com, click on the contact. That way you can actually download my information and then text me, monetize me. And what I'll do is I'll set up a time that we can actually talk to see if this is something that you can, that would be good for you. It may be good for you, it may not. I don't know. We'll see, okay? But for $497, give yourself a chance, right? Invest in you for a chance. Now, that's what we have. Can you imagine where you're going to be 3, 4, 5 months from now? Can you imagine where your lifestyle is going to be 5, 6 months from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now? Now you can actually gauge exactly where you want to be, especially when you are monetized. That's Monetize Me. So that's what we have for you. Go ahead and click on the link. Make sure you go and text me, monetize me, so we can go ahead and get you started. God bless. We'll see you on the next run.